And we're live. Catherine Johnson, Scrum Repair Hookup. Today is Friday, June 21st, 2019. And here with Mike, Stella, and I'm Matt. And I'm going to share my screen. And now it's easier for me to share my screen because I don't have a monitor. Ah, crazy. Working with no monitor. Stella, you were the first one in. You said you're not going to say a lot. Are you just listening in? Or did you want to give us a report on what's up?
No, I just want updates on the API thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. You want to update or you want an update?
I want an update
Okay,
on
cool.
where to get started.
Okay, cool. So, Mike, what's up with you?
Yeah, I'm just traveling back to Kisumu.
Okay.
So yeah, haven't done much this week. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Mike, where do you study?
KU.
KU is Kenya University?
Yep.
Cool.
Kenyatta.
So, any plans or blockers?
Not any currently.
Well, awesome. Short and sweet. Yes. So yesterday I was back at work, and I was doing HC meeting, or the developers community meeting, which ran over. So I didn't start the Scrum. And then I did like human connection work on. I worked on the issue that we were working on, like the post upload a teaser image for the post, and I got working. And then this morning I worked on testing it, and also pairing with Volley and Alex, and we were looking at tip tap editor hashtags and how to get those working. And yep, so plans. I'm going to maybe work out some kinks on the image and more pairing sessions maybe. I don't know if I'll start a new feature or not. Start a new feature, or if I should do something else. I don't know. Then tomorrow we're gonna have the Vue.js mob, and then like need to have a look at the website one backend API stuff and see what's going on with that. And also, there's some website one front end stuff that would be nice, but I don't know. Need to see. And there's also the Metplus DevOps stuff that don't know. We're kind of like what we're gonna do for that. Also, I think like deploys for website one and local support are not happening unless they're happening and I don't know about it. But yeah, I think blockers is just like, I don't know. At the moment, the tip tap stuff is a blocker, and need to figure that out. And also like time for volunteering. And I think that's kind of it at the moment. So cool. We are in the after Scrum, and no, I'm not on vacation. I'm working full time. I'm going to Germany, but I'll still be working full time in Germany. So just going to be traveling to enjoy a little bit. So we have website one backend API, and we only have one issue that kind of don't know. Like really, we kind of have one issue that we have with this is that we don't have anyone that's like said they're willing to do like project managing of it, you know? So that could end up being a problem. Like if we put in PRs or put in work on it, who's going to take the responsibility to get those PRs merged and stuff? And yeah, I suppose maybe I could do that. But like it's probably more than a one person job because like, for example, like I put in this initial commit and it would be good to get it merged in before moving on, you know? And I don't know if I should just merge my own PRs. Like really it would be better for someone to give a review on it and merge it, or give a review and someone else merge it. But it depends on how many people we have working on it, right? So this is put into master. I think we do have a develop branch as well. So I think maybe the best thing to do would be to close this PR. Close in favor of putting in a PR. Actually, I could just put in the PR first. Oh, no. New PR, use develop, and then use this, and then create pull request, create pull request. Oh, I didn't do the fixes. Edit. Fixes number one. Fixes number one. And then I can do copy this and say close in favor of this, closing comment, and then Stella, would you be able to give a review on this pull request? I could ask Side as well. Like one thing that he changed that I kind of it doesn't look like he's pushed up the code. So this Ruby version is different than what we have in our gem file because we changed this. But then he changed it back to Ruby 2.5.3 because RBM doesn't have 2.6.1 to install. So then anyone who's using RBM wouldn't be able to work on the project, wouldn't be able to put in it. Yeah. So
I'm also using RBM.
Yeah. So I think maybe I'll push up change to that, to change this Ruby version and to change this to something else. And then maybe you could have a look. And I mean, it's really not a whole, you don't have to go through file by file, I don't think, because this is just the boilerplate, just Rails new API. The only question is that we have, I think that people are still maybe talking about is whether we want to use Rails 5 or Rails 6, So Bryce said, why don't we use Rails 6? And I said, yeah, I would be keen to use Rails 6. That would be really cool, actually. And then Side said that he doesn't want to use Rails 6 because it's too new. And I think that's probably how Sam feels as well. But we need kind of more people to give their opinions on that, And then if we are going to use Rails 6, then we would close this in favor of, I think we would close this in favor of creating a new Rails API with Rails 6,
You can just update the Rails version instead of closing it.
Yeah, we could, but I was thinking that there might be other things that are created, since we haven't actually done any work on this, and there might be changes to like some config files that we don't know about, or I think it probably just maybe to guarantee that it works with Rails 6 and that there's no code that that doesn't need to be there, or code that does need to be there that we don't have. Like, it would be just easier, I think, to like create it from scratch and push it back up. Do you have an opinion about whether you like Rails 5 or Rails 6? Or not but whether you think it would be a good idea for us to start this new project using Rails 6 or not?
Yeah, I think we should try Rails 6.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the things that you need, that you should do from upgrading from Rails 5.2 to Rails 6.0. And there's some things about force SSL, action cable, JavaScript API changes. There's kind of a longish list of things that you need to do that if we just created it from scratch, we wouldn't have to worry about it. So I don't know,
So in the process of upgrading, you learn a few things.
Creating what?
In the process of upgrading from Rails 5 to 6, you learn a few things.
Oh, really? You're in the process of doing that for another project, sorry?
No, I'm saying the advantage of upgrading instead of creating another app.
Yes, that's true. I guess I feel like that maybe you're right. You get to know about more of the changes and stuff. I feel like the disadvantage would be that it takes longer, and at some point, maybe, or not maybe, probably almost certainly, other projects like Locusport, for example, will need to be upgraded to Rails 6, and then there'll be plenty of opportunities to learn when. But it could be much easier to upgrade a brand new Rails 5 to Rails 6 than it would be to upgrade a legacy Rails 5 to Rails 6. So you might learn things that would help you later on in life, but yeah, so I don't know. It depends. We could merge this in, and then if it's decided we want to use Rails 6, we could upgrade it later. Because I think the difficulty is that I think that maybe we're not going to, I don't know, we could ask on the channel, if Sam can give his opinion on it, and then we can because there's no consensus. It doesn't seem like more people have said that they would like to try it with Rails 6. Sira is the only one that says Rails 5. But so if Sam said, yeah, let's do Rails 6, then maybe we would just talk to Sira and be like, hey, are you okay with using Rails 6? But if Sam says, no, let's use Rails 5, then maybe we just use Rails 5,
Yeah. When is Sam coming back?
He's still kind of around, but he's working full time for another opportunity until the end of June. So it could be another week or so and he's back.
So that's when we are likely to get a feedback on the way moving forward.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So I sent the message to the group. Yeah, there's this PR in, but we kind of need to work out a little bit of, I think, of a workflow before we get too crazy creating issues and stuff. Like, I don't know, like we can, either yourself or Siri maybe can give a PR review on this, and then, yeah,
It's okay. I'll have a look at it.
Cool. Thank you. And then I don't know if it was clear to you, the message I sent you it was a DM, I think. So like we have on website one, we have like a Docker deploy branch. And then in the Docker deploy branch, we have an API directory. And like all of these directories here are like currently the APIs we need for the React front end. And so like I think Siri was working on projects already, but there's like events. And then events is just a directory that has api.rb because it's the structure that Grape uses. But then if I open that, then there's like, we have like an event creator method that takes in an event and grabs the like creator ID. If the creator ID is present, then it finds the user by the ID and grabs the display name. Otherwise, it returns nil. It has an event modifier. It has like resource for events. It has like upcoming events. And then it also has, and that just will return the upcoming events, which returns like the next 2 weeks events or something. I'm sure there's like a limit. And then there's also to return an event show page info, where it finds the event by the slug, and then it returns like all this information here, the event and the creator and so on. But like Siri was talking about how he doesn't think this is very like RESTful, and we can improve this by using serializers. So he was using like a Grape serializer. You were, last time we were talking about using active model serializer. I guess, yeah, we never got like an answer from people what they think about using active model serializer versus maybe JBuilder or something like that. But anyway, so this it doesn't need to look like this. This is just kind of was improvising and got it working, but not necessarily beautiful code. So, but like this is an endpoint that we need with this information,
Yeah, it's more clear. Do you have anyone working on authentication?
We have authentication working from the React front end to the legacy Rails backend. But like these endpoints that we have here, these API endpoints that we're planning on starting the Rails API with, they don't need authentication. They're like anyone can read them. So like this, to create events, for example, doesn't come through this API endpoint. It goes directly to the controller.
Who did you say was working on the project again?
Today?
Well, maybe we could wait for him to push his PR so that we can see what is used for displaying the payload.
So I was going to get at next. There's a PR directly to website one that I opened that he's kind of taken over. That's working on the projects. So then if you come here to the files change, he's added this Grape active model serializers, which uses active model serializers. And then it like grabs this here. And so he has like basically what has he done? He has here the project serializer and all the attributes, and then he has many documents and has many languages, so that it returns that information as well. And he has like added some stuff to factories, and he was doing like test driving it. So he has some stuff in the spec factories where he yeah, no, there's that, and then there's the project spec. Yeah, so the request API v1 project spec, and then that like will tell you a little bit about what it can do. You know, like if you get that endpoint, it's successful. It returns a list of projects. So he creates a list, and then he gets it and expects the length to be 2, and then it includes the project's documents. This is like showing that it's actually returning the documents. And so, yeah, if you want, you can pull down this branch and play around with it and hit the endpoints and see what the structure of it is and stuff like that. Like, but he's like trying to make it more RESTful, so you can search for like a status active, you know, and kind of doing it like in a test driven way. So I'm not sure, like, yeah, if you want to try pairing with him or just have a look at what he's done so far and see if it makes sense to you. And
We share the link.
yes,
It will be easy to access from here.
Yep. So here's the link, and let me put it in the notes. And yes, today. Okay, cool. I think that's probably about it for now, really. Just trying to get people to give some opinions and trying to make some decisions and get started, really, you know, because we kind of haven't got started. I know Siddhar was saying he's really busy this week, but next week he's going to have more time, you know. So yeah, I'm hoping next week, like the Wednesday pairing session, for example, I'm hoping to be there.
It's okay. If I'll be available, I'll join.
Cool. Awesome. That'd be great. I need to do some Rails stuff. I've been so in just JavaScript at the moment.
Which one do you prefer between the two?
I don't know, you know. I mean, at the moment I prefer JavaScript because it's paying me. But outside of financial considerations, there's things I prefer about Ruby and things I think I prefer about JavaScript, you know. Like Ruby to me is a much more beautiful language than JavaScript. Like sometimes I'm doing stuff in JavaScript and I'm like, if I was doing this in Ruby, I can make this one line, you know, instead of having like multiple lines. And just would look more beautiful. But I really like working with JavaScript for doing stuff in the front end, you know, like JavaScript frameworks like React and Vue.js, you know. And it's also like I'm really enjoying working with GraphQL, which is not related to JavaScript, but it's something I haven't had an opportunity yet to do. So so I'm gonna paste the notes for the Scrum and then go get some food and get back to some JavaScript.
It's okay.
So I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye. Nice weekend.
Bye. Thank you as well.